Hey, I love this film, and I'm assuming you do too. I'm assuming.
I'm just kidding.
Every once in a while, you see
know
a
what
film
they
with,
say about assume? No, I'm just kidding.
Well-
No, what am I talking about? I'm teasing. I love this movie. I love Shrek. I
Why?
love it.
Why do you love it?
Well, I love it because of the message that it sends, and I think that it's a message that everyone should hear, it's about acceptance and not to judge people for what they look like, to get to know people, accept yourself for who you are, don't judge yourself, don't be critical of yourself. And, love yourself, and if you love yourself, then love comes to you, and the world could be a better place, and I think if you give that to children, especially at a young age, then they live their life with that, and they're not making fun of kids on the playground because they're different than them, and they're not, beating themselves up because they're not as skinny as another girl, and, then they end up teaching to their children that they can love and accept themselves and other people, and maybe the world could be a better place. I don't know.
We're weird in our culture about
Yeah.
acceptance, and we're really terrible with children about it.
Yes.
Because I think we bombard. We both work in an industry that bombards them with images. And then
Yes.
we end up saying, well, don't listen or believe all those images.
Right, exactly. It's like, here we go, we're going to put this out there, but guess what? You should be an exception to this. You just, and it's true. It's very true. Our culture, our society is built on image, 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 image. And the thing is that people can't help the way that they are. If it happens to be that it's a girl who doesn't look like Britney Spears, or if it's a girl who does look like Britney Spears, what I mean? Those girls cannot help the way that they look, and all they can do is accept the way that they look. And if you can accept that and you love yourself, it's amazing what that confidence does for other people, around you. It brings people into a much more comfortable place about the way you look and the way who you are, and gives them more of an ease about themselves. So it's sort of that one thing. It's like, one bad apple in the barrel ruins the whole bunch. It's like if it's a good solid group of good, one good apple can also make a difference.
It's a great message.
Yeah.
It's just great. You worked on this film while you were doing Charlie's Angels?
I was.
You were doing
yeah.
double duty.
I was, but this wasn't difficult because I came in and did sort of the bulk of my performance while I was doing the Charlie's Angels training, but then you come back 8 months later and do more, and then and before I did that work, I had done work before, so it's sort of like it was over a 2-3 year period that I did the work on this film.
Voice acting is
Yeah.
a blast.
It is.
You don't have to dress up,
Yep.
and you get to create with your voice. You get real accustomed to how you sound, don't you?
Yeah, it's a bizarre thing because you do create another voice, and for the character, and you think that you're giving off a different kind of, you're being a different person, but then you hear the voice back and you're going, hey, but that's my voice. Sort of, but yeah, it's definitely liberating, and it there's a freedom to it where you get to just go in there, and there's no hair, no makeup, no lighting, no touch-ups, no costume, no mark to hit, no and you just kind of go in there and have a great time and make a ass out of yourself.
You make really interesting choices, and I'm
you.
assuming you're making those, and not necessarily a team of people making those, but
I
is it
mean,
you?
they're people that I trust, their opinion. But as far, you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do. And as far as the way I work is that, I have a group of people that I trust their taste, and that they bring to me what's out there. They find what's out there. They know what's going on. And then when it comes down to making the decision on something, I go, I have to make the decision for myself. I have to say yes or no, So it's sort of goes through a process of, okay, give me your thoughts on it, and I have my own thoughts about it, and then I just go, what does my gut say? And that's the final. My gut is my final decision.
Her gut is her final decision.
Yes, yeah.
That sounds like a Star Trek episode. I like that. Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
Good stuff.